So what if I told you that your favorite founding father, Benjamin Franklin, was a serial killer? You'd be like, oh, dope soul, you're so full of shit. He wasn't no Benny. Not Benny Boy. He was, yes, bitch. Benny Boy was a serial killer. And I'm going to tell you how I figured out. Just me going down rabbit holes, looking at little conspiracy theories. I come across Benjamin Franklin, founding father, finding bodies. What? I love Benjamin Franklin. Obviously, he gave us light. But I didn't know he gave us death as well. So today we're going to be unraveling the conspiracy theory. It's not even a conspiracy theory. It's a fact. Today we're going to be unraveling the fact that Benjamin Franklin could allegedly be a serial killer. What the fuck? Roll the clip.
I'm the type of nigga that gets sassy on the bitch. VVS, clarity, stone, Prezi on the bitch. And I'm feeling like the hand of God bless me in this bitch. Put respect up on my name, ho, I'm heavy in this bitch. I just want 7 Grammys.
What's up, potties? It's the dopest soul you'll ever meet. And welcome to Conversations in the Clouds, where we spread love and light through flowers so you don't have to smoke alone. But today is something a little different. We're doing a little conspiracy theory episode. And it might be my new little thing for real, because y'all know I love conspiracy theories. I love those. That's my hot shit. So like I was saying, I was just scrolling through conspiracy theories today, and I came across Benjamin Franklin having bodies in his home in the basement. And according to the Smithsonian, when they was fixing his house up in 1900, so just trying to make it into a museum, making it into something that the public can see, they fixing the nigga house up, and they find 1,200 bones in his basement. Human bones now. 1,200 human bones in his basement. Where did they come from? Who bones were they, and why are they there? Alright, so for 2 decades leading up to the signing of the Declaration of Independence, Benjamin Franklin had a house in London. He had a house in London sitting on the Perry, little nice house, 4 walls, like everybody else's house. So he left his house, apparently, and returned to America in 1775. That is the year that he moseyed his little ass back to America, leaving his house in London. The house with the bodies. He left the house in 1775. 2 centuries, not 1, not 2 years, not 5 years, not 6 years, nigga. 2 centuries later, they uncovered bones, whatever the fuck. They uncovered them. So it was from more than a dozen bodies. The number is speculated to be around 15. So more than a dozen bodies were found in the basement, where they had been buried or in this windowless ass room, basically like a jail cell, or I don't even want to call it a jail cell, because even a jail cell will have little windows, like a little dungeon or some sort. I don't fucking know. The nigga, he had the people underground in a dungeon. If that don't scream off serial killer, I don't know what does. Well, we're gonna keep going, because apparently it wasn't for serial killing. It was for research. He was having the bodies for research. We're going to get into that. So when they did uncover the bones, when they did find the bones, they realized that some of these bones were children. Some of the bones were kids. So of course, kids is involved now. So now we're going to call up the coroner and the forensic files and all the rest of these people. We're going to call them and we're going to see what the hell is going on. So when they did call the forensic files, the people that determined the bones, they said the bones were likely old, 200 years old to be exact. Old as hell. So the bones had to be in the house. Well, not even the bones. I can even say the bones, because we don't even know if it was the bones. But the people, the bones, whatever, had been residing in the house when Benjamin Franklin was living there, which means he knew about the bones because they were there when he was there, which means he is the one that put the motherfucking bones there. Time out. They found bones. Not only did they just find bones, they found over 1,000 bones, which means it is more than a dozen people. And some of those people were children. And on top of some of those people being children, they were buried in a dungeon. This motherfucker was a serial killer. I don't care what y'all say. He was a serial killer. Once everything has been uncovered, the final say is that it was not mass murder, though. It was an anatomy school. And not even an anatomy school run by Benjamin Franklin himself. Even though it was in his home, It wasn't anatomy school run by Benjamin Franklin, but it was a friend or a colleague by the name of William Hewson, I don't fucking know, that was running this, say, anatomy school. Now, even if it was anatomy school, it's creepy, for one. If it is, it's not mass murder. He was doing research, anatomy school. He wasn't even doing the research in anatomy school. It was his friend that was doing the research in anatomy school. How do you know this? Where did this 1 + 1 = 2 at that made you put the math equation together to get that? Because when I put 1 + 1 together, it gives me that Benjamin Franklin himself was killing motherfuckers. I don't see nothing about no anatomy school. You didn't say you found any credible documents that proved that he was doing this anatomy school. You didn't find any documentations, any diaries, any tools would give that he's down there practicing anatomy. You just found bones. Now, it was a long time ago. I can't say it was a long time ago, but it will be something down there to give the clues or to give that you are practicing medicine or that you're practicing science and not just killing bitches. Because to me, when I read the credible sources, it gives me that you was killing motherfuckers and burying them. You was, Benny. So little Hugh, he wasn't really nobody important anyway for him to be just dragged into this. He probably just rolling over his grave to try to figure out how the fuck did he even get in this. So yes, little Hugh did have his own anatomy school, but it wasn't tied to Benjamin Franklin in any way. In fact, he was a student of William Hunter, also someone who studied anatomy. He was just doing his own thing. He was really doing his own thing. He wasn't worried about no Benny. But the story is that Franklin and little Hugh met each other, and little Benny was just outtaken by little Hugh's just mannerism, and he was just so polite and just, I love this kid. That's how little Benny was. He's just like, I love this kid. I'm gonna take him under my wing, and I'm just gonna see what he's doing. I'm just gonna peek to see what he's doing because he's such a charming young man. He can't be doing anything wrong. So at the time, anatomy was really big in Franklin's time. It was really big for some reason. Everybody wanted to slice a bitch open. So it was just like really big. They're trying to say, historians are trying to say that yes, Franklin knew about it. Maybe, we don't really know. Maybe, probably, he maybe knew about it, but he wasn't involved himself. He was not involved at all. Franklin would never, little Benny would never, he was not involved. It was little Hugh that was doing it. He was not involved. So that's what they're saying. So that's what historians believe. But it's kind of hard to believe that in his house that he would have 1,200 bones buried in his basement and not be in any type of involvement with that shit at all. Even if it was anatomy, I do not think at all it was. I think they were slicing bitches, dicing bitches, and cutting them up. That's what I think they were doing. But for the sake of little Ben's image, even if they was doing anatomy, there is no way in hell that he was not participating in some sort, way, or form to have the bodies buried in his house. There was no way for him to be okay with it, for the man to practice the anatomy in his home without him wanting to practice it too. You have to have some sort of interest in it for you to be okay with this going on in your home, sir. You just okay with slicing and dicing and burying bitches in your home, and you're just like, I don't have anything to do with that. It's not me. I would never. No. If you don't like something, you wouldn't condone, and you ain't gonna about to do it. If you don't like fucking doing crack, you about to go sit with the crackhead and be like, you can go ahead and do your crack in front of me. I don't care. Go ahead. It's whatever. I'm not gonna condone in crack, but go ahead, shoot it up. I've never seen that. You don't associate with something that you're not. It makes you feel a little uncomfortable. A little like, it kind of makes you feel like that. I wholeheartedly believe that Benjamin Franklin was a serial killer. It was, hear me out. I'm not even trying to bring, this was some wild times, y'all. This was some wild times. Just they feeling themselves. Like the colonists, the founding fathers, they're feeling themselves, okay? They have it all right now. They can do whatever they want to do and get away with it still to this day. They can do whatever they want to do and get away with it. Why the fuck do you think if they was just curious, even if they's picking bitches off the street and dragging them in the house, why do you think in the times where there is really no knowledge of nothing, you really have to figure this shit out by yourself? If you want to know what blood looks like, nigga, you have to cut yourself open and see it. Why the fuck do you think niggas won't really experimenting and doing some crazy ass shit? When they really was experimenting and doing some crazy ass shit documented, why the fuck would you not think that they was experimenting and doing some crazy ass shit? Even if he was just, let me see what a heart look like. Let me see what a tissue muscle look like. Nigga, you still killing people. I know for a fact he wasn't digging up graves and looking for it. I know for a fact you won't doing that. I can see it. I can definitely see, bro. I can definitely see it, bro. And it's not even a conspiracy theory. It's proven. It's documented facts that he had bodies in his house. It's not no damn documented facts. There was a damn anatomy school. Who told y'all niggas that? Who said that to y'all? Where's the other? What the fuck do you need for it to be anatomy school? And where is the stuff? What the fuck is anatomy school? It's in 1500s. What the fuck is y'all anatomy in? You don't know shit. What the fuck is you possibly looking for? Please get the fuck out of my face. Please get the hell out of my face. Founding father, finding bodies, dropping them by the load, not giving up, dropping the bodies, going to get some more, cut them open, dropping them again. 15? And then here's the kicker. He just left them there. He went all the way to America. Didn't even give the bodies a second thought. Just like, fuck them. I seen what a heart looks like. Fuck them. It took 200 years for the media, for us to even realize what the hell. That it was people there. Kids. Children. Bro. Wicked. What were you doing? What were the bodies doing there? Make your electricity, sign the Declaration of Independence, and get the fuck on. What the fuck is going on here? Why every time it's always some crazy ass white man? I'm sorry, I said it. It's always some crazy ass white man. What is up with y'all? Really? Children? You're killing the children? What did the kids do? I say fuck them kids all the time, but come on now. You're gonna experiment on the kids? It's the exact same thing that the human adults have. It's the exact same thing. They have hearts and livers, the exact same thing that the adults have. Why the fuck is you slicing kids open? You're not going to see shit different. That's what I'm saying. Evil. You just got to have the knowledge. You just don't give a fuck of what the fuck happens when you just don't care. You just got to take. Why would you slice both? Why? Just to see some shit. They ain't seen it, left them there, went to America, and just whoop-de-doo. What the fuck? Anyway, he killed them kids. He killed them people. And I don't know. I really don't know. I don't want to sound ignorant here because I know it was in London, and I really don't know where slavery. I don't want to say he was killing black folks because, oh my God, Kayla. I'm not going to say he was killing slaves. I'm not going to say it was slaves down there. I really want to believe it wasn't slaves down there. I really want to believe it wasn't slaves down there because I really don't know the timeline, and I'm not going to get. I know in 1775 that nigga went back to America. So what I mean in the 15s. Maybe not even the 15s. Because what is that, 200 years? See, that's what I'm saying? My timeline, it'd be a little off. Let me see, hold on. So, he moved in his house in 1757. He moved in his house, in the London house in 1757. He moved out of his London house and moved back to America in 1775. So we're gonna do a little timeline here, and we're gonna see where slavery was, and was slavery in London. We just about to do it right quick. Was slavery in London, and when did slavery start? Let's start there. When did slavery start? Slavery started in what the fuck is it? Slavery started in 1619. That's when the first arrivals, the first captives, I'm not gonna fucking call them no arrivals like they were fucking guests. That's when the first captives arrived at the Jamestown colony. 1619. So that's when slavery started. That's what I'm saying. Slavery started in 1619. That's when it came down and brung the motherfuckers here. Slavery in London So slavery was indeed present in London. Slavery was only abolished in London in the year of 1833, which means in the year of 1775, nigga, there were slaves in London. Bitch, you can't tell me. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that Benjamin Franklin wasn't killing slaves, had slaves, or it wasn't even no fucking anatomy school to begin with. They could have just been his slaves, nigga. They're in a fucking slave dungeon, which I thought sounded like a slave dungeon in the first place when I fucking said it in the first place. But they trying to make it seem like it wasn't. I just went past it. Damn sure they had them in. Y'all, bro, I know y'all done seen the fucking movies, bro. Y'all done seen how the slaves, I don't give a fuck. Y'all done seen how they had the slaves, bro. That's what it's given. So he's trying to tell me he might not have even killed them and no shit like that. He might have just left them there when he went to America and they just fucking died from starvation and being there, bro. That trifling, nigga. Like, that's what I think happened. I just debunked the whole fucking conspiracy theory. It was slaves down there. They were his slaves in London because there were slaves in London. Slavery was still prevalent and prominent in London at that time. 1775. He left his slaves there because why not? I don't know if he would have thought he might have returned or what. I don't know. But the nigga left his slaves there, left them in the slave room, in the slave dungeon, and never fucking came back. And they fucking died. And some of them with slave children. That's what happened, bro. That's what happened, bro. Debunked. What's the next one? Bro, that's so crazy, bro. I definitely need to roll up now. Everybody's favorite founding father, Little Benny's leaving slaves there, allegedly. Let's always say allegedly. He allegedly left slaves to die. So to me, he's still a serial killer. What the fuck? He's still a serial killer to me. That is so crazy. I'd really just debunked the whole conspiracy theory. It's not even a conspiracy theory at the end of the day because they were trying to make it seem like it was something and it was not. But at the end of the day, we already know, nigga, slavery was popping at that time. Nigga, if you didn't have, slavery was like cocaine in the 80s. If you didn't have a slave, what was you doing? We knew this. You didn't have to try to lie. We already knew this. If you didn't have a bump in the 80s, what were you doing? Exactly, it was the same. But we already knew this, so there was no point in lying and trying to say it was some fucking anatomy school. If the nigga had slaves, he had slaves who didn't at this point. What the fuck? It would be too many people to crucify. Honestly. And the nigga's already dead. The fuck can we do? His image is already fucked up because he founded the shit. He's a founding father. His image is already fucked up. This is just beyond me, bro. I don't get it. I really don't. Yes. And then to try to blame it on somebody else. How low can you be? Why don't know? Y'all just don't never take responsibility for nothing. What is up with the government, bro? What is your deal? I would respect you so much more if he was just Benjamin Franklin handled some slaves. He went to America, forgot about them motherfuckers. We so sorry, y'all. We weird. That's our bad. Shit happens. Shit happens. All right? The nigga ain't know he was gonna die. Shit happens. But to try to just blame it as an anatomy school that this nigga ain't have nothing to do with. How low can you be? You have to reach up to tie your shoestrings, nigga. That's how low you are. You literally have to reach up to tie your shoestrings. That's how low you are. Come on. Anyway. Give me a second, I gotta roll this blunt. So we debunked that one. So Benjamin Franklin left his slaves in London while he went to America. So sad for the slaves. I wonder when he was on the way to America, was he just staring out to the sunset, his little flaps of hair flowing into the wind? He was just like, oh, my slaves. That's not funny. You just forget something, it's like a thought, you just like, oh my God, like, oh shit. I wonder if it was something like that. Anyway, that was a great little debunking. Next week, we're going to debunk if space is real or not, because space is definitely fake. What the fuck? Why would you think that's real? It's been so many things that point to space being fake. If you don't believe me, then what the fuck? You should. So that's what we're doing next week. We're going to be talking about how space is fake and how you should believe it is, because it's fake. Dope soul out. I love y'all. It was nice talking to y'all. You feel me? Like, I always enjoy doing these little things. These little sit-down gatherings, storytellers, things. I'm gonna get better at my storytelling too, y'all. But like, I just be all over the place, so we gonna get there. But I love y'all, bro. Smoke gas and pass it too. He got a Glock with that bitch for an inning. We ran up the score, had to lace on my tennis. I'm ballin', that shit got me feeling like Guinness. Hey, the doc say I fucked up my kidneys. It must be the lean and the squares of the Henny. Or maybe that dude say don't mix with that with me. We